Good morning. My name is Nancy Dong. Welcome to the May 15th, 2025 Enforcement Program Oversight Committee meeting. The CBA has provided the opportunity for the public to participate via the WebEx platform. When we take public comments, the moderator will announce that a comment period is open. Members of the public will then be able to click on the hand icon to raise their hand, and the moderator will prompt the commentator to unmute their microphone. Call-in users will need to press *3 to raise their hands. Instructions will also be on the screen. You will be allotted up to 5 minutes for public comment. Ms. Reed, can you take a quorum?
Present.
All right. Patricia Batchelor? Here. Nancy Dong?
Present.
Tony Lynn?
Yeah.
Joe Rosenbaum?
Here.
And Teresa Thompson?
Here.
We have a quorum.
The CBA's mission is to protect consumers by ensuring only qualified licensees practice public accountancy in accordance with established professional standards. This mission is derived from the statutory requirement that protection of the public shall be the highest priority for the California Board of Accountancy in exercising its licensing, regulatory, and disciplinary functions. Whenever the protection of the public is inconsistent with other interests sought to be promoted, the protection of the public shall be paramount. Okay. We're going to start off with public comments for items not on the agenda. Are there any comments here in Sacramento? How about comments on WebEx?
This is the moderator. If anyone would like to make a comment that is not already on the agenda, you may look for the hand icon and click that to raise your hand, and our call-in users can press *3 to raise their hand. Any comments for an item that is not on the agenda? I do not see any requests. Shall I close that feature?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Moving on to the next item on the agenda, which is the approval of minutes of the March 20th, 2025 EPOC meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes? Ms. Batchelor?
Motion to approve March 20th meeting minutes.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Reed? Oh, excuse me. Are there any comments in Sacramento? Any comments on WebEx?
This is the moderator. If anyone would like to make a comment on the minutes, you may look for the hand icon and click that to raise your hand. Now call-in users can press *3 to raise their hands. Are there any comments on the minutes? I do not see any requests for comment. Shall I close that feature?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Ms. Reed?
Doug Aguilera?
Yes.
Patricia Batchelor?
Yes.
Nancy Dong?
Yes.
Tony Lynn?
Yes.
Joe Rosenbaum?
Yes.
And Teresa Thompson?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next, we have a discussion and possible action regarding information provided to individuals petitioning for reinstatement of a CPA certificate or reduction of penalty pursuant to Business and Professions Code Section 5115. Ms. Shauna?
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Shauna Palacios. I'm the Enforcement Manager for the Compliance Unit. The purpose of this item is to provide members an opportunity to review and modify information that is provided to individuals who petition for reinstatement of CPA certificate or reduction of penalty pursuant to Business and Professions Code Section 5115. To ensure the most up-to-date information is available for petitioners and that CBA members have the necessary information to assess petitioners' request, staff performed a review of the petition-related materials. The proposed revisions to the CBA overview of the petition process or petition process overview and the petition form are identified in strike-through and underlined in attachments 1 and 2. Attachments 3 and 4 include all draft changes without strike-through and underline. The petition form as provided in attachment 4 was also updated to be a fillable PDF. For the revisions made to the petition process overview in attachment 1, beginning with the cover page, you'll see that for clarity, staff updated the title from CBA Petition Hearings to CBA Overview of the Petition Process. Turning to page 1's, the petition hearing section, you'll see that staff updated information to explain that CBA expects the petitioner to appear in person at their petition hearing. Additionally, I'd like to note the CBA currently has 3 variations of petition form cover letters, depending on the petition type. A cover letter is included with every petition form request, advising the petitioner of the importance of attending the hearing in person and providing the petitioner with information regarding language assistance to include the deadline for notifying the CBA if such services are needed. On page 3, in the burden of proof section, staff added information requiring the petition's letters of recommendation, if submitted, to be recent and dated, and clarified that the letters may be from both personal and/or professional references. On page 4, in the role of the CBA section, staff included information regarding the typical time frame of 60 to 90 days for a petition hearing decision to be issued to the petitioner. Lastly, also on page 4 and continuing on to page 5, staff updated the examples of petition hearings webcast section to include updated petition hearings from late 2023 to mid 2024. Moving on to the petition form, which is attachment number 2, starting on page 4, number 6, which asks the petitioner whether they have published any literature. It was deleted from the form. You'll see also on page 4 that staff added information to number 7 to clarify that letters of recommendation are not required but are strongly encouraged. Finally, on page 6, staff added the petition contact email address. It is requested that the EPOC approve the revised petition process overview and the petition form. This concludes my presentation. At this time, I'd like to turn it back over to Chair Dong, and I'd be happy to answer questions and suggestions from the members today.
Thank you so much for that presentation. Any comments or questions from the committee? Ms. Thompson.
Thank you. How often is the petition process reviewed or updated?
Typically, it is yearly. I think, yeah, it's annually. We would review this and update if necessary.
And the updates to the petition form, was that based on feedback from petitioners or modernizing the form? What prompted some of these changes?
I think a combination of both. I know just off of my experience, just the removal of the question regarding publishing articles. I've processed petitions since 2019. I don't think anybody has answered yes to that since then.
One of the questions I had, I think in our pre-meeting, was whether or not petitioners can appear via WebEx. What exactly is the policy around remote appearances?
So this has come up a couple of times with the board, and even at staff's recommendation, we've determined, or the board has determined, that in person is needed in order to do the petitions. We did the WebEx versions during the pandemic, and then continue to try a little bit after the pandemic, and it's not very conducive to the process. And I don't believe it's actually in the best interest of the individual oftentimes, because they don't get to present themselves in the best light. If there's technical difficulties, their setting, how they're being heard, how their presence is. So the board has made determination that to petition the board, it's in person. And we try to work with the candidate or the petitioner to do it in an area that suits them. That worked better when we were traveling more times during the year, but obviously I believe in September we have a petition or two lined up when we're down in that area.
In the petition form, there is a question that asks whether they are intending to appear in person or not. Perhaps we should take away that question because it gives the impression that they may not have to appear in person.
That's a good point, and we could consider making that change on the form. Thank you.
Just wanted to add there, Michael Kenotes, legal counsel. Is that based on the ability of the petitioner to choose, if they so wish, to just make a written argument and not appear in person?
Yes, we've had that situation come up in the past. But oftentimes, I think the question can be removed and staff can work with the individual, because there have been instances where the individual might have, under old processes, with a voluntarily surrendered their license, not for disciplinary reasons, that staff have worked with that individual and with the Attorney General's office to just do a written one. But we do that on a case-by-case basis. I don't think the question is necessary, and it probably creates a lot of confusion.
You know, and just incidentally, this is an excellent product. A lot of boards don't have but much in the way of guidance for petitioners. This is an excellent resource for your licensees who need that.
I think in our pre-meeting too, we had talked about how CBA looks at each petition carefully. There aren't that many each year, so they do have the bandwidth to do sort of a deep dive and make sure that they are provided with guidance in terms of how to go about the process. So we appreciate that as well. Any other comments or questions about this item? Any comments or questions in Sacramento? Anyone in WebEx?
This is the moderator. If anyone would like to make a comment on the issue, you may look for the hand icon and click that to raise your hand. And our call-in users can press *3 to raise their hand. Are there any comments on this issue? I do not see any request for comment. Shall I close that feature?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, okay. So there is a motion that's required. Who would like to raise their hands for this?
For a motion.
Yes.
I move that we approve the revisions to the California Board of Accountancy overview of the petition process and the petition form.
Okay, a second.
And I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Ms. Reed? Again. Okay. Since we now have a motion on the table, we do have to ask for comments again. Are there any comments or questions in Sacramento? Any comments or questions on WebEx?
This is the moderator. If anyone would like to make a comment on the motion, you may look for the hand icon and click that to raise your hand. And our call-in users can press *3 to raise their hand. Any comments on the motion? I do not see any requests for comment. Shall I close that feature?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ms. Reed?
Teresa Thompson, Joe Rosenbaum.
Yes.
Tony Lynn,
Yes.
Nancy Dong,
Yes.
Patricia Batchelor,
Yes.
and Doug Aguilera.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Okay, great. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.